Why should law make gold as an important thing? Because less supply, more demand. Why the stones don't have value but diamonds have value? Because less supply, more demand. And I tell you, the diamond industries, they try to keep the supply less to keep the value high. If they open their whole market, whatever is available to the market, it will be less than stone. The value will be less than stone. What is the difference between a stone and diamond? Only one difference. Less supply, more demand. Otherwise there are more shining stones than diamond. It is not just shining, makes it valuable. It is the collective unconscious decisions which are made and continuously being maintained. If you just remove few people who are maintaining this collective unconscious understandings from the top, one of the biggest crime you do to yourself, Atmahatya dosha. There's a beautiful word. The sin you incur by the suicide is called Atmahatya dosha. It is not just the suicide means killing your body. Even if you have the wrong self-identity, even if you destroy your identity by the wrong concepts, you are doing Atmahatya. When you measure yourself through the eyes of the power-based systems, money-based understandings, I tell you, you are doing Atmahatya dosha. People come and tell me, I am such a good person, why I am poor, but all bad people are rich. You already did abuse of your being. You have committed the Atmahatya dosha by measuring yourself based on the money angle, based on the collective misunderstanding based on money. You already underestimated you. You have done the Atmahatya. You are a sinner. You have to suffer, no other way. Your ajapa is nothing but, no, post-mortem your thought trend. Let the collective myth not be the flow of your thinking trend. When the collective myths are forming the basis of your thought trend, it is called pravritti. When the understanding forms the basis of your thought trend, it is called nivritti. Only when you liberate yourself from this collective myths, you will be a sadhu. I have a story for you guys. There was a magic mirror which would kill you if you lie to it. One day, the brunette was doing her makeup and said to herself, I think I am the smartest woman ever. She immediately dropped dead. The next day, a redhead was doing her hair and said to herself, I think I am the prettiest woman alive. She immediately dropped dead. The third day, a blonde was flossing her teeth. She stopped and said to herself, I think, and she dropped dead. So don't try to think in front of the magic mirror. Lying to yourself is Atmahatya dosha. Don't believe you are poor, I tell you. Who can make you poor? It is collective belief which makes you poor. Don't believe you are weak. Who makes you weak? It is collective belief somebody is powerful. He is forcing that on you. The moment you swallow the pill that you are weak, you are going to be mesmerized by him and do what he wants you to do. The moment you swallow the pill, you are poor, you are going to be just following his instruction and do what he wants you to do. I liberate you from fear and greed. And I tell you, I don't even want you to think the way I am thinking. I am just liberating you from both the bonded thinking, the bondage, bound way of thinking. Now you have your own way of thinking. Freedom. Out of freedom. When there is a stone, mud and few gold coins, three ways of behavior. The moment you see cabal, pack up the gold coins into the bag. That's one way. Second, no, it is not mine, it is somebody else's. So I'll leave it in the police station so that whoever is lost, let them come and take it. This is the second type of behavior. Or I leave it here, why should I touch? Let whoever owns, let them take it. Going. This is the second type of behavior. Third, not even knowing the difference between the three and walking. If you are behaving first, you are fully drunk, addicted to the alcohol of common beliefs of greed system. If you are second, you stopped drinking, but still you are not completely out of the sober mood you had due to your earlier drinking. You can save you, but still you believe that system. Still, a little bit of the poisoning is remaining in your body from the common beliefs of the society. And if you are not even bothered, you just walk. You are completely de-addicted from the alcohol of common belief of greed-based thinking system, power-based thinking system. I tell you, once you create the freedom-based thinking, what a joy, you will just feel, wow.
Today, we'll enter into the 8th Sutra. Unclutching. Science is explained in this one sutra. That is why this title we gave, Unclutch from the mind mass, distress instantly. This one sutra can completely turn the way in which you think, the way in which you act, the way in which you live. This one sutra can awaken new consciousness, new energy inside your being. I'll read the sutra. Viparyayo mitya jnananam atatrupa pratishtam. Viparyayo mitya jnananam atatrupa pratishtam. If you don't understand the English, it's okay. I'll give the translation. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. Let me repeat the translation. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. The Upanishads, Zen koans, Sufi mystics' poems, everything expressed by the enlightened masters are again and again repeating what is reality. Isha Vashyam Itam Sarvam, whatever is God. Again and again, even the Zen masters, they say, before enlightenment, mountain is a mountain, tree is a tree, river is a river. After enlightenment, mountain is a mountain, tree is a tree, river is a river. Then what the hell are we doing? Sorry, no, what the heaven are we doing? Working for enlightenment. Again and again, masters say what is. Buddha beautifully says, tathata. The word needs to be understood. The isness. Then what is the problem? Where problem starts? Problem starts with our wrong understanding, as Patanjali puts it here. Viparyaya. Please understand, it's a important word. I can say the key. The real essence of spiritual life is not even meditation. This one sutra, complete understanding, completely understanding, stopping the misunderstanding is real meditation. Please understand. Meditation is not just an activity you do for some 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour per day, then you leave it. No. It's a quality of life. In the initial level, maybe it is necessary for you to create a concentration and center yourself. So half an hour sitting with closed eyes, okay. But that is not the end. Techniques are like boat. But this teaching, what Patanjali is giving in this sutra, is like a river. Boats are okay in the initial level, but boat is not life. That is not life. Life is river. Interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. The whole thing, whatever problem you have, can be solved with this one key. Because your whole thing, whatever problem you have, everything is just because of one reason. That interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. Please understand. All your fear, all your greed, all the things which you think as your identity, all your worries, whatever you think as disturbance, misfortune in your life, can be sorted out with this one understanding. If you look with a little sympathy, little compassion, little sympathy and compassion towards this moment will completely open a new door. You will have a new understanding. When you don't have compassion to this moment, you always judge this moment with your past experience. Please understand. I am giving you a new key. Have compassion towards this moment. Have compassion towards sympathy, towards present moment. We never have a compassion towards present moment. We are always violent with the present moment. That is why we kill it with the past. We kill the present moment with the past. We are constantly waiting for present moment to come so that you can kill it with your past. You can destroy it with your past. You can abuse it with your past. Abusing the present with the past is what I call hell. Continuously we torture, we disturb the existence by killing the present moment. Please understand. The eternity comes in front of you, presents itself to you in the present moment. You can touch the eternity only by touching the present moment. You can see very clearly, you can't touch the past, you can't touch the future. You can touch the eternity only by touching the present moment. The present moment is the only way you can connect with the eternity. But when you don't connect with the present moment, If you are constantly torturing it with your past, you are creating misconception, wrong understanding. Sometimes we are strongly stuck with the wrong understanding, with the wrong concepts. For example, if you are hurt in the past by somebody who is wearing a white dress, whenever you see a man with white dress, you will always have that fear, that sankata, means discomfort. You will always carry that. That man and this man is no way related. They are no way connected. No way, even know each other. But you carry that. You pass a judgment. You carry your past. With that past, you try to constantly judge the present. With the past conditioning, when you try to judge, that leads to misconception. Please understand. That leads to misconception. The judgments we are passing about a particular race, the judgments we are passing about a particular religion, the judgment we are passing about particular state, the prejudice, bias we carry, all are related to this wrong knowledge. We have our own prejudice about particular race. You have so many opinions, so many ideas, so many concepts you carry, and you suffer joy or pain based on the concepts. I have seen people sitting in front of TV and crying for no reason. No way they are affected. The news which is told, no way they are affected. Either they cry or jump. Means excess anger, excess greed, unnecessary anger, unnecessary greed. All these things are based on this wrong knowledge. What Patanjali says, the wrong knowledge. Interpretations, interpreting based on past conditioning leads to misconception. I can say if this one sutra of Patanjali, if this one teaching of Patanjali is propagated to all over the world, there won't be any wars. There won't be any wars. The world will become peaceful, blissful place. So much of peace will land on this world. The big problem is you pass comments easily. We pass comments easily. Not only that, after 2-3 times if you pass the comment, you start believing it. You start internalizing it. We need to understand an important truth. We are not that intelligent not to believe the lies which we are promoting. In the initial, you may start promoting some lies knowing that it is lies. After a few days, you yourself will forget it's a lie. So be very clear, do not start a lie. Do not start a rumor. You will be suffering with it. Look into yourself. All your suffering, I can say capital letter ALL, all your suffering is just with this one problem, carrying, interpreting based on the past conditioning leads to misconception or wrong understanding. Wrong understanding means wrong decisions, suffering. You can see in your life. You don't wait till the situation comes in front of you. You take your own decisions, your own ideas. Mind becomes chaos. Mind becomes chaos, completely confused. With the past engrams, you go on and on and on interpreting, create problems. Actually, many times you can see, by the time you create a whole problem in your imagination and be ready with all the weapons to attack the other person, he comes, when he starts talking to you, suddenly you realize, oh God, there is no problem at all. He did not even think about it as a problem. Here you are waiting with a high BP, with all the weapons. If he utters that word, I will utter this word. If he talks that word, I will talk this word. If he says that word, I will say this word. If he brings up that argument, I will bring this argument. You are ready with all the arguments, weapons, That guy makes the whole thing simple. Suddenly you feel empty. But now you feel, what is this? How can this be? I prepared so much. All this preparation has become waste. You start the fight. Because you don't want to feel that you wasted so much time preparing for the fight. You can see this many times in your life. With your spouse you can see. You can see by the time she or he comes back from the office, you are ready with all your arguments. Sometimes you even start taking notes on the refrigerator. There will be white paper and these guys take all the notes not to miss the points. You are ready with all the arguments. But when the other person comes back, he doesn't even remember the whole fight. Doesn't even remember the subject. But what to do now? It is too much for you. You cannot leave what you prepared. Now whatever you prepared, you have to express it. You start. That's the way life goes on. Understand? Our judgment based on generalization, we need to understand an important truth. We think in a generalized way, but we live in a localized way. Our day-to-day life is dealing with one person, one situation, but your mind always generalizes. Always generalizes. I have seen many times. People have their own weird ideas, weird opinions, weird concepts. It is just impossible. Small story. One guy goes to a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist sees his behavior and all those things. He says, I'll surely try to help you. I think you have a problem that you are thinking you are a dog. That guy says, yes, small dog with the black and brown patches. Don't you see me? Doctor says, don't worry. I'll try to help you. Can you first lie down first in that couch? I'll see and try to find out the root cause of the problem. That guy says, no, I cannot do that. Doctor asks, why? No, I am not allowed up in the furnitures. Understand? If you are convinced about something, you are too strong. Instead of going to the roots of the problem, you hold on to the surface. You hold on to the surface. You know, if you go to the root, the problem may disappear. But the problem is your companion. You may feel lonely. If you don't have anything to worry, suddenly just think. Suddenly if all the worry from you is taken away, what will happen to your life? You will feel empty. Alone. Lonely. I think that will become a big worry. That will become a big worry. So you don't want to look into the roots of the problem. Here Patanjali is analyzing very beautifully. With this one sutra, he describes all our problems. Many times we suffer with conditioning, not with situation. Please understand, 99.9% of our sufferings are not related to situation. It is related to conditioning. The 0.01% suffering is not a suffering at all. All our sufferings are related to conditioning, not related to situation. You have an idea. Your mind is programmed. Your biocomputer is programmed from the young age. What is desire? What is joy? What is pain? What is fear? You are programmed. You live based on that programs. You take decisions based on the programs. You walk based on the programs. You talk based on that programming. You do everything based on that programming. This is what Patanjali calls wrong knowledge. He says viparyaya. Viparyaya is the word. You can't translate in English. Wrong knowledge is also not a right word. Viparyaya means everything is wrong. I can say wrong cognition. The very intake is wrong. The way in which you process the data is wrong. The way in which you output, deliver your result is wrong. The word wrong knowledge does not give the right meaning of viparyaya. Viparyaya means every step is wrong. How you receive the data, how you internalize the data, and how you process it, how you take a decision. Whole thing is wrong. Please understand. Again and again, Upanishads are declaring. Again and again, all enlightened masters are declaring, whatever is divine, God. If you see anything other than the divine, any other experience other than bliss in the life, you are having this problem. You have this problem. Here, Patanjali is expressing beautifully. First, he is talking about right knowledge. Understand what is right knowledge. Pratyaksha, Anumana, Agamaha. It's a beautiful word. Pramanani, Pratyaksha, Anumana, Agamaha, Pramanani. Means perception through senses, right knowledge. Perception through senses, conclusion arrived at through the cognition. Words of an enlightened master are the three ways to gain correct knowledge. Perception through senses. Please understand. It means your senses should be pure and fresh. Not the perverted senses. If your senses are tired, overworked, overwhelmed, it cannot give you the right perception. If your senses are tired, the moment somebody enters the room, you will feel he is going to fight with you. If you are tired, you will always be expecting enemies. If you are alive, fresh, even your enemies will look like challenges for you. They won't look like enemies. You will feel, it's life, let's live. If you are tired, if you are feeling dull, even your friend will look like enemy. When he enters, oh God, I have to talk to him. I have to entertain him. He will not leave me. He will be inquiring, how am I? What am I doing? Oh, no, no, no. If somebody takes him away, it will be very nice. If you are tired, even your friend will look like an enemy. He will say, oh God, how to get rid of him. With a fresh, alive, pure senses, whatever is grasped, that itself can be proof. The three things to measure whether something is truth, right knowledge or not. First, through senses, sensory perceptions. Second, conclusions arrived at through that cognition, through that senses. When you perceive through senses, you analyze the data inside you and come to the conclusion. That is what we call cognition. Receiving the information, processing it, coming to conclusion, taking a decision. That cognition can be the scale whether what you have is the right knowledge or the wrong knowledge. That cognition can also be the scale for pramana, proof of right knowledge. For example, If you are seeing me here, seeing is one proof, and receiving this information, internally coming to the conclusion, yes, I know him, I have heard him, I have experienced him. That is also source of right knowledge. The third important thing, very powerful thing, I think this is an important point. He says, Patanjali says, the words of an enlightened master is the third source of correct knowledge. Means, all the words of an enlightened master, whether you perceive it with your senses or not, whether you cognize it through your mind or not, it's the right knowledge. I can say the whole tradition of Guru Sishya Parampara, the master-disciple relationship, is built on this one sutra. It says, the words of an enlightened master is the way to gain correct knowledge. The words which comes out of him is a straight, complete, correct knowledge. The modern day men, they can understand the perception through senses is right knowledge. They can understand the conclusion arrived at through the cognition is right knowledge, but they can't understand the words of an enlightened master is a source of right knowledge. They always demand proof. He may say, but we need proof. But please understand, all the traditions which accepted words of an enlightened master is a source of the right knowledge lived ecstatically, radiated enlightenment. So here Patanjali says, the words of an enlightened master is a way to gain correct knowledge. Means he is saying relax. Till you experience, respect his words, go with it. It will become your experience.
Yes, so after this great revelation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, let's now enter into the internalization exercise. This exercise will help us to liberate ourselves from this feeling of being violated. Anytime we have this feeling, we feel that we have been violated by some external or internal agency. So let's do this exercise now. First step, pen down 5 feelings of being violated in your life. For example, I feel my body is worn out because of continuous heavy physical work. So you may have this feeling that I am being made to do heavy physical work, because of which my health is deteriorating or my body is feeling worn out or tired. Or I may feel that I am being exploited by my friends, whatever it is, in whatever form it is. Any feeling of being violated that you have in your life, pen down 5 such feelings. Let's do it now, then we'll move to the next step. Now, in the next step, from the cognition of I am Paramashiva, do the below exercise. If your body makes you believe that you can be violated, drop that idea. Tell your body, get out of me. If you're going to tell me I can be violated, it is you who are violating me. If your emotions are telling you you can be violated, tell your emotions, get out of me. If you say I can be violated, you are only violating me. If your mind is telling, no, no, you can be violated, then tell your mind, get out of me. Whoever makes you believe you can be violated, tell them to get out of your life because you can never be violated. So consciously sit and do this exercise. Whatever is making you feel violated, tell that part consciously to get out of your life because you can never be violated. Let's continue. Yes, you may all now relax. So with this, we now come to the end of this internalization exercise. Next, let's all hear directly from Bhagwan as he will be revealing the sacred secrets on the science of Pratyahara. So let's all watch this video now.
In Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Jnanakarma Sannyasa Yoga, 35th verse. Translation: experiencing which, O Pandava, you will not have this confusion once again, for you will discern that all life forms with no exception are in your own self as they are in me. Bhagavan is using word moham. Na aham is naham, ma aham is moham. You surrendering yourself is naham, namaha, naham. You being destroyed is moham, ma aham, moham. If a horse comes and sits at your feet and obeys your command, it is naham, na aham, surrendering. You just throw a bomb at a horse and it dies and falls. That is moham, ma aham. The key word in this verse is moham, ma aham. Bhagavan says, all life forms are part of you. This is the ultimate truth. But you again and again forget this truth because of moham. Moham word should not be understood as a lust or greed. Please understand. Lust or greed is only the bomb. That is not moham. Moham means destroying yourself, the confusion. Bhagavan says the moham, the confusion, takes away this truth. All life forms are part of you. It is being taken away from you again and again. Punah punaha. He says, get into some experience which will not take away that ultimate from you again and again. It's a very subtle subject. Please listen intensely, step by step. First, all life forms are part of me. This is the truth. Now, once you understand that, sometime you feel, yes, if you take a handful of clay, if this is clay, if I understand this clay, if I know this clay thoroughly, then I know all the clay on the planet Earth thoroughly. Please understand. If I take a handful of clay and understand it thoroughly, then I know all the clay on the planet Earth. Same way, you are life. When you know you are living, you are life, then all life forms on the planet Earth is you. It is part of you. All the clay and the clay in your hand is not too different. All the life and the life in your body is not too different. You feel, almost I am understanding but not. I think I understand but not. For these understandings, you need to have two things. One, the stomach, clean stomach, on the throat with ghee. If you pour little ghee in your throat, the ghee in the throat awakens subtle parts of the brain. Still in Ramakrishna Math, morning, before the teacher starts the class, there will be a whole day classes, the Shastra classes, Patanjali and all other Shastra classes. Before entering into the class, they will give the ghee in the spoon. You will have to have the ghee in your throat and sit for the Shastra. I asked, why this tradition? It started by Sri Ramakrishna. It was given to Sri Ramakrishna by Totaburi. It's directly from Naga Sampradaya. The pure cow ghee made out of cow milk. You have to pour it in your throat, at least a spoon. If the ghee is in your throat and the stomach is clean, the subtle truths you will understand. If the ghee is in your throat, you won't fall asleep. Try. Try to have a spoon of ghee in early morning when you sit for satsang. You will never fall asleep. It's from Naga Sampradaya. It was given to Ramakrishna by Totaburi, and Ramakrishna has given to all his disciples. Stomach should be clean and ghee should be in the throat. Then you will catch all these subtle truths. And the power of problem in your inner space and the power of solution in your inner space. Ultimate solution in your inner space. If the power of ultimate solution is more, you are a Jivan Mukta. The power of problem is more, you are bound soul. Now you need to know a very important truth. The power of problem can never be reduced. The power of solution can never be increased by mental practices. It is simply your hormonal space. Please understand. All I am trying to tell is, by keeping your stomach clean, you will become enlightened. You don't need any other practice. You do not need big pranayamas, kumbhakas, puja, yoga, work, karma yoga. No. It is a simple truth. The power of solution feels smaller than power of the problem just because of your stomach, your body's sickness. It has nothing to do with your mind. I tell you, you might have practiced controlling anger and lust for 35 years. If your stomach is upset, a little bit of food which does not suit your stomach is enough. All your 35-year practice is in the air. You will be screaming. You will be shouting. Whole thing boils down. The key word moha boils down to body's hormonal situation, body's chemical space.
The disciples said, I do not think that I know it well, and not that I do not know it. I know and I do not know as well. One who amongst us subjectively cognizes and knows that to be as, not that I do not know it, and also I know it not, truly knows it. Listen, definition of a disciple is, it's not that he completely does not know. It's not that he completely knows. And he knows something and he does not know something. Understand? Knowing what you know is knowledge. Knowing what you don't know is also knowledge. Knowing what you don't know is also knowledge. Not knowing what you don't know is ignorance. Not knowing is not ignorance. Not knowing what you don't know is ignorance. Knowing what you know is knowledge. Knowing what you don't know is also knowledge. Not knowing what you don't know is only ignorance. Beautifully disciple says, I do not think I know it well. Means, I don't think, he is very clear. He is not completely enlightened. And he also knows, it's not that I don't know at all. And not that I do not know it. Naham manya sveti nona vedeti vedachaha. I do not think I know it well, and that does not mean I do not know. I know and I do not know as well. Means, there are some parts of the truth I do get into that embodied states, but there are some parts of the truth still not revealing itself to me, or I am not occurring to it. Upanishads are basically helping you to embody the consciousness they are describing. The last verse, Kenopanishad described. If you think, the Guru says, if you think I know it very well, then you certainly have known only very little expression of Brahman's true nature and form. What you know is conditioned by your limited perception of Brahman's expression in yourself and its expression among the gods too. Therefore, Brahman, the absolute truth, is still to be sincerely inquired into, contemplated and internalized by you. See this whole verse. If you start thinking, contemplating, internalizing, I gave you a very precise technique. Whenever you find time, even while cooking, while lifting stones, while making calls, while serving, between few minutes, whenever you find time, surely you will be having enough time when you go for 1, 2, 3, all that. Surely you are not going to be doing anything else at that time, and your mind is not going to be active unless you have a constipation. All those moments you get, turn towards you, ask, what is it in me which is making me breathe? What is it in me which is making me hear, listen? What is it in me which is making me see? What is it in me that is making me breathe? At that time, don't breathe too much. Understand, even this question, suddenly turn your attention to something that will make you experience what I call embodied states of consciousness. In Sanskrit, we have a beautiful word, bhava samadhi. Whatever becomes your bhava samadhi is known to you. Whatever has not become your bhava samadhi is not known to you. Whatever has become your bhava samadhi is known to you. Whatever has not become your bhava samadhi is not known to you. I tell you, it is this bhava samadhis which are the juiciest moments of life. Till you experience this bhava samadhis, only sex will be the juiciest point in life, juiciest experience in your life. You will be running behind only that. Understand, only bhava samadhis can give you the higher taste in life, higher joy in life, higher consciousness in life. Then after that, whether you want to have a physical joys or don't want to have is up to you. But without having the bhava samadhi, if you are enjoying only the physical pleasures, it will be so suffocating, because so many things need to be maintained. Even with all that maintenance, it is many times disappointing you. So everything related to your physical pleasure and physical pleasure life, you will start developing incompletions with it, and you will start hating it. I tell you, many times I have seen people getting into this. They will go to Hawaii, they will go to Kashmir, they will go to Goa. Instead of enjoying their vacation, they will start planning, if I have a vacation home here, how sweet it will be. They will buy a vacation home, and maintenance and all that will become such headache, and so much of incompletions they will develop. They will never ever again even hear the word Goa. Even the word Goa will be so heavy for them. I have seen people doing this. Kirtan is a technique for bhava samadhi. When your stomach gets churned again and again, it will release all the pitta, all the toxins will be cleansed. Suddenly you will see the stomach feels so much of joy. It's as if you have swallowed a joy pillow and it is sitting there. Now it feels like acid pillow. If you just do the kirtan fully, with all that rotating the body and steps, you will suddenly feel the whole stomach has become like a joy pillow. You swallowed a joy pillow and it is sitting inside. It will be so sweet and light. The embodying different states of consciousness, or embodied state of consciousness, is the purpose of all the spiritual practice, whether it is pure questioning or unclutching, complete completion, morning yoga, Rudrabhishekam, or Guru Puja, or Kirtan, or the Satsang. By the time you come to the Satsang, you should be ready to embody what I am sharing, what I am entangling, or what I am vibrating. Whatever becomes your bhava samadhi is known to you. Whatever has not become your bhava samadhi is unknown to you. Turmeric, haritaki, neem, if you have these few things around your house, you will never fall sick. Every house, a neem tree, few turmeric plants, little haritaki, Same way, if you have a little more land around your house, these 3 trees, see, 2 lakh trees are recorded. 2 lakh trees and plants and herbs are recorded in Ayurveda. In that, 3 trees will not have flower and directly will have fruit. Pookkadu kaikkum means they will not have flower, they will directly have fruit. These 3 trees. All arasu atti. Banyan, people, fig. These 3 trees do not flower, directly give fruit. These 3 trees, they are called root to leaf aushadha. From the root to the leaf, they are medicines. These 3 trees, you can take anything, it will do good to your body. So if you have a little land around your home, try to have these few trees. 1, first, foremost, neem. 2nd, banyan, turmeric plant. Turmeric can be had, you can have even in a small pot. And fig, people. All arasu atti. This, even the breeze will be healing your system. There are some herbs, if you rub them on the skin, through skin, if they penetrate your system, only then they do detoxification work. So night time, pick up the turmeric, make it little paste, nicely rub on your third eye, on your forehead. Nicely rub. 40% will get into your system and detoxify, I tell you. If you have become adult without getting third eye awakened, unfortunately, and you are polumbifying, cribbing, crumbling, crudging, doing all things, oh, very simple thing. I am not even saying you have to do it for your whole life. Few days, night before falling asleep, pick up the turmeric powder and make it into a paste, nicely rub on the third eye. Every micromilligram turmeric gets into your system will clean 10 times of that fluoride toxin. The fluoride neurotoxin and its effects can be reversed by the turmeric and kumkum, especially apply it in the night and fall asleep. It will work whole night. It will work whole night. If you are in your 40s, maximum 20 days is enough to detoxify you. Please understand. If you are in 40s, maximum 20 days is enough for detoxification. If you are in your 20s, I'll say 10 days is enough for detoxification. Just apply in the night time. Listen carefully once more. Taking orally through your food will heal only your intestine, food pipe. It will heal only the stomach. Of course, that is also great. But detoxification, now I am looking at detoxifying your third eye from the neurotoxins you accumulated.
Sometimes these temporary securities they provide, you direct your love towards them same way. Your body and mind. Your mind goes round. Your mind is like this husband. This fellow goes round. He drinks, smokes, fantasizes, gets the fear, gets insecure, and brings STDs back. What is STD? All the sufferings, pains, which comes to you by the association with the mind. This fellow goes round, creates fantasies, that's what is having affair. Gets frightened, means getting some STD, and does everything. Drinks, falling into delusion. That's what is falling into delusion. Does everything, comes back and beats you also, putting you in depression, making you feel life is a depression, life is dangerous. You continue to love your body and mind more than your life. Unfortunately, by and by you even forgot something called life exists, which is longer than your body and mind, which is taller than your body and mind, which is more than your body and mind. So love the life more than you love your body and mind. When your body and mind are tired, they will retire and go back to their source. What is the source of the body? Maybe the water, earth, fire, air. They will all go back. Please understand, I am telling you the practical use, utility value of this truth. Of course, this truth directly leads you to enlightenment, that's different. But I am telling you, even direct utility is there.
Yes. So with this amazing revelation on Pratyahara and the practical application of this truth by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we will now be closing today's session of Paramashivoham. Tomorrow we'll have another series of exciting sessions lined up for all of you, dealing with another important aspect of life, bringing completion, powerfulness into that aspect so that you can flower and expand into an amazing, complete being. And we'll again be starting with the Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga session, the 3-hour Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama intense yoga session. Please be on time, take part in that session, perform yoga authentically with integrity and with intensity so that you are well prepared to receive all the powerful cognitions and be part of all the exercises and power manifestation sessions and be ready to receive the initiation from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism during the live darshan tomorrow. So let's now close today's session with the Purna Mantra, declaring complete completion and expressing our gratitude to Swamiji. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashivoham Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyanandam.